Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Ijaz Ahmed Tatla, and today we are going to discuss in detail the leadership role and leadership in total quality management. We have to cover the topics in this unit 10. Number one, impact of leadership in applying total quality management. Number two, leadership and its ethical dimensions. Three, leadership in total quality management, total quality management implementation, case examples, leadership and employee and customer satisfaction. As usual, you are required to listen carefully with the paper and pen with you, and where you feel some difficulty and wanted to ask something, write that query on your paper, and in the end on Google Meet we will be in discussion, in class discussion, and your queries will be discussed and addressed at that time. Moreover, another strategy for your questions is also you may write your question on Google Class and I will reply accordingly. Whatever you like, go ahead for that, but don't waste your time and don't wait for the last moment to ask the question. You may write it and without wasting time, pose your question. As far as leadership is concerned, from this diagram you may see the red colored shape is of leader and gray are the followers. What do you think when you see this diagram? To me, there is a symmetry. Head count is very easy. From one side, you can count and then calculate accordingly. Like you may count from the raised hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and accordingly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 10th row is hidden in front of the leader. So 10 into 10 mean 100 across horizontal lines you may calculate easily. This diagram also depicts a clear vision and clear estimation, not any ambiguous and blurred shape of vision, understanding, and dissemination from the side of leadership. Let's know what the leadership is. Basically, it's the ability to influence the people and system to have a meaningful impact and achieve results. Here also written positively influence. Positively influence means to influence towards their progression and their achievement and their some total participation of the followers. You know, there is a hell of difference between leadership and management. There are the certain characteristics which are affiliated with the leadership. Leaders have their followers, not subordinates. Leaders have their vision. Leaders' power is their followers' power. Leaders' strength is their followers. And leaders have the vision. They can see across the wall. They can paint a picture in the for the far future, and any blurred idea can be materialized and clarified by their thought process. Whereas, management and the manager is just to manage the thing according to the legitimate authority that is in shape of written his appointment order and the memorandum of understanding are the instructions what to do, what not to do. So manager's authority and power is only his appointment letter, his appointment, and they don't have followers. They have the subordinates who are with them for a certain specific time, for specific hours to support them. Always managers are hard task masters. They don't bother about the people's ease and their personal values. They don't value them. They have to meet the assignments and complete the targets and within the stipulated time. But the leaders at large are personnel oriented. No doubt they also have to complete the assignments and to achieve the targets, but comparatively with much ease and with much strength and with the uh, uh, provision of values and status and recognizing their followers, they have to move ahead. Whereas managers are just to manage the things when, where, what is needed according to the written SOPs. They cannot go beyond the SOPs. That's why they have not vision and they are not able to use their own vision. Whereas leaders are to use their vision, to use their strength and wisdom according to the situation. They can enhance and lessen the process and activities according to the need. They 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 have the hand on the temperature and of the uh, followers. They have to work with the hearts of the followers, and they have to catch the strength of their followers. Let's see what is an effective leadership. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. No doubt, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Leadership is unlocking people's potential to become better. They have to put the best available potential in the people into practice to meet the outcomes. The key to successful leadership today is influence, not authority. As you know, influence have some positive meanings, positive strengths, willingly acceptable, knowingly adopted, whereas authority is with the shortcoming of all these things. Characteristics of leadership. Leaders give priority, attention to external and internal customers and their needs. They empower rather than control subordinates. They emphasize improvement rather than maintenance. They emphasize prevention. They encourage collaboration rather than competition. All the things like competition, maintenance, subordinates, all these are concerned with the managers because according to their SOPs, they have to do those that they have not to listen and do above that. They have limitations towards the things the leaders do. Moreover, leaders train and coach rather than direct and supervise. They learn from the problem. They improve communications. They demonstrate their commitment to quality. They choose suppliers on the basis of quality, not price. Therefore, the practices affiliated with the associated with the leaders are to establish organizational system to support the quality efforts, encourage and recognize team efforts. They use the word we have to, ours strength, ours profit and loss, not my and to me. Uh, I will. I would like to advise you to have a book of Stephen Covey that is a very interesting and fruitful book in this regard to understand the leadership. The title of that book is Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. You should go through that book to understand the effective leaders, what effective leadership is. He says in this book, leaders should be proactive, begin with the end in mind. Finally, what will be the fruits, what will be the consequences, what will be the end results of any of the activities, and put first things first. What to do first, he advises to do first. Think win-win. They don't have any sort of competition. हम भी जीते आप भी जीतते हैं, आप भी गेन करें हम भी करते हैं. Seek first to understand, then to do, to be understood. First of all, he or she is supposed to uh, understand the things in depth. They put synergy, sharpen the saw, because without any synergy, the followers would not be able to go ahead and move towards the achievements. And without unsharpened saw, how a follower, how a worker can work effectively. Impact of leadership in applying total quality management. Here in this stage, when sharpen the saw, I would like to share with you an example from Caliphate scenario. हज़रत उमर रज़ी अल्लाह अन्हु ने फरमाया कि अल्लाह पे भरोसा बिल्कुल ठीक है, लेकिन उस पे भरोसा करने से पहले वो तमाम फॉर्मेलिटीज़ पूरी करें जो कोडल फॉर्मेलिटीज़ कहलाती हैं. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, वो एक दफ़ा जंगल में से गुज़र रहे थे, कहीं रुकना था उन्होंने, नमाज का वक्त आ गया तो साथियों ने कहा कि जी ठीक है, ऊँटों को हम खुला छोड़ देते हैं, अल्लाह के हवाले और हम नमाज पढ़ते हैं। उन्होंने कहा ऐसा नहीं है, पहले रस्सी से इसकी टांग को बांधो, फिर अल्लाह के हवाले करो। तो अकॉर्डिंगली किसी शायर ने वो बड़ा खूबसूरत शेर भी कहा हुआ है, तवक्कल का ये मतलब है कि खंजर तेज रख अपना, तवक्कल का ये मतलब है कि खंजर तेज रख अपना, नतीजा इसकी तेजी का मुकद्दर के हवाले कर। तो ऐसे ही नहीं, उसके लिए हमें कुछ पहले करना पड़ेगा, कुछ कोड फॉर्मेलिटीज़ में से गुजरना पड़ेगा, अपनी पूरी कुव्वत के साथ तमाम तर सलाहियतों को बुरुए कार लाते हुए पूरी एफर्ट्स करना होंगी, और फिर अल्लाह से मांगना होगा कि या अल्लाह इसके जो रिजल्ट्स हैं वो फ्रूटफुल हों और हमारे हक में हों। तो that was all about this sharpen the saw. Impact of leadership in applying total quality management. Achieving great business is hard enough. It demands the leadership to be the spine of TQM. No doubt, the central traffic goes through the leadership towards total quality management. What the leadership think about the processes, up to what extent he or she is himself is very clear about the formats and processes, and nothing is hidden to him, and how to utilize the best potential available in the followers to put into practice. So through rigorous and guarded analysis, the leaders step forward towards implementation of their plan. As I said, through rigorous and guarded analysis. So this rigorousness and their safety, safe analysis, guarded analysis, leads them towards the total quality management. Leadership is one of the 8 principles of quality management and a key in the implementation of innovation and changes in quality. You know, there are usually well-renowned quality management principles are 8 in number, and implementation of innovation and changes is one of the best among these, through which he or she have to go through and start with that. In this regard, one of the guru of quality management, known as Deeming. Deeming gives the great importance to leadership for achieving total quality management, while arguing that the total quality management can be achieved unless the leadership plays its role effectively. So, without effective roles, without effective play of the leadership, no quality can be achieved. A leader can positively impact the total quality management while he is setting direction and creating customer focused, clear and visible values and high expectations. The directions, values, and expectations should balance the needs of all stakeholders. Here very interesting things are stated, like customers focused, clear and visible values, and high expectations. So without these things, not any type of inclarity and invisibility about values can play a vital role towards achievements. Clear-cut directions, values, and expectations should balance the needs of all the stakeholders, ensuring the certain creation of strategies, systems, and methods for achieving excellence, stimulating innovation, and building knowledge along with capabilities. The values and strategies should guide all activities and decisions of organization. It's very necessary for any of the leadership that leader can impact positively on the total quality management process if he makes sure the creation of strategies and the systems of methods that leads towards the excellence, that gives stimulation to the participants, to the followers, that trigger up the knowledge building capabilities. Moreover, any of the leader can impact positively on the total quality management process if he is inspiring and motivating the entire workforce and encouraging all employees to contribute, to develop and learn, to be innovative and to be creative, because all these are the characteristics that leads towards the maximum achievement and maximum improvement in the among the workforce, among the followers. Moreover, role of total quality management leaders in total quality management implementation is to institute quality council, because when there will be a council, more people, more minds will have different ideas and different mindset and different observation skills. So by their diverse critique and analysis, system of total quality management will be triggered up. Total quality management leaders develop core values, concepts, and framework. They prepare quality statements. Moreover, they focus on the strategic planning. No doubt, clear-cut communication is also one of the important component of the leaders dealing with the total quality management. No doubt, total quality management leaders have strong decision-making power, and they are used to use this power well in time to make good decisions. As far as implementation of total quality management is concerned, Stewart developed a plan that is Plan, Do, Check, Act. It is known as PDCA. Plan, Do, Check, Act. This is known as the PDCA cycle for improvement process. Accordingly, Deming also modified this PDCA as a PDSA. So here in Deming modified plan PDSA, there are 4 phases. The first phase is the planning phase, where carefully and with the knowledge based and deep strength के साथ leaders go for certain planning. And do is the activity, and then they study in depth what are the processes and what are the ways to implement, and finally on the basis of the results they act. This act makes them able to produce the best product according to the needs of the customer. Let's discuss in detail what means here plan. The improvement team has to make a plan addressing the following points in particular. When they are planning, they go for what is the current situation level of performance, what are the expected results level of performance, and how do they propose to go ahead to find out the best. So this is the planning phase, whereas in doing phase, after the quality control has given its seal of approval, when quality control cell give the things approved in the plan, then it has to be implemented. And in this phase, that is known as the do phase, it is executed as a pilot study. So the results of pilot study are observed and studies in depth, and this trial basis results are verified. If something is needed to be improved, that is highlighted, and the fit things are checked okay. So with any of the needed improvements, it is re-executed, and finally the results according to the requirement are received. Then the action phase comes. In this phase, improvement team members have to assess the effectiveness of suggested solutions, and on the basis of those solutions, act phase is executed. In this phase, if the quality control is convinced that the process has been improved and expected results are achieved, then the act phase commences. In this phase, procedures are modified and issued. Implementation tips for winning organizations. The organizations who are leading in the market and are ruling the hearts of customer, they have to use the following tips made by Tom Peters. Number one, total quality management, re-engineering, leveraging knowledge, sharing information rather than holding it. Curious, cannibalistic cooperation, adventures, and bold empowerment. So on the basis of these five tips for winning organizations, if they are implemented, the organizations who are not winning can become in the slot of winning organizations. When there is discussion about leaders, obviously there must be some ethical dimensions to be followed. As it is shown in this diagram, follow me knows teacher says follow me. So the ethical dimensions and ethical leadership guide towards and lead towards the right path, and followers have to go through all those ethical considerations. No any unethical practice can be afforded by the leaders in any of the organizations. Let's discuss what is ethical leadership. As far as ethical leadership is concerned, it is directed by the respect for ethical beliefs and values and for the dignity and rights of others, with the integrity and dignity, beliefs and values should be incorporated, leading in the manner that consistently respect the rights and dignity of all the stakeholders. This is the major ethical concept about the leadership, on the basis of which any of the leadership is known as the ethical leadership. How any of the leader become an ethical leader? There are five principles on the basis of which any of the leader can be said that he or she is an ethical leader. It starts from any of the point in this cyclic process, that is to respect others, serve others, show justice, manifest honesty, build community, not groups and the individuals. And it's a going on process, not a single time, all the time, throughout the leadership role. The leaders have to follow these five principles, on the basis of which he can become an ethical leader and organization become a community, a learning organization, an ethical organization, and no doubt resultantly that organization become an leading organization. Let's discuss all these components in detail, as the respect of others. In this stigma, the leader have to empower others and let your subordinates be themselves creative. I would like to use the word follower here the followers be themselves creative. They don't have to see you all the time. Once they have been given the guidelines, they have to use their creative, should be allowed to use their creative skills to frame the new ideas, give credit to everyone's idea. No doubt, followers are the individuals and have their own certain strength towards the skills for doing things at their own way. So if they do have any new idea, they should be credited. Listen the subordinates. Listening the followers and subordinates is very necessary for any of the leader, as they have some certain views, some queries, some obligations, some apprehensions. So once leader listen them with the patience, the followers feel strengthened, they feel empowered, they have ownership. Be empathic. No doubt, the empathy towards the followers will make uh, an account in the hearts of the followers. So it will be the account of love, account of respect, account of tolerance, patience, that will be given them the strength to follow with more efforts, with more zeal and zest. Be tolerant to opposing points of views. Obviously, where there is the discussion, there are the liberty to people to say something. So they have to think and speak according to their own mindset and idea and knowledge and skills. So they might be opposing your point of view. So it's very necessary for any of the leaders. Ethically, he or she should listen the opposing point of view that might be corrective towards leadership or might be advice to the followers and be corrected them. Serve others. Servant leadership always at the apex of the ethics in the leadership. It contributes to the greater good of others. Service behavior includes mentoring, empowering others, and team building, giving them guidance and supporting them through this service. Third, show justice. It's very necessary to treat all of the followers equally without any distinction. Fairness should be main priority in decision making, and be clear about the rules for distributing rewards. All the things should be done on merit and should be clearer much to the followers what are the criterion for rewards. Otherwise, it will make the people disheartened, and when they are disheartened, they will not follow you. They will have some grievances. So, through justice, grievances can be addressed, and heart-winning attitude is showing justice in all the processes. 4. Be honest. The major and the highest component of honesty through which we can make any point of view about any of the leader is telling not lie, but telling the truth. Therefore, leaders should be open with others and represent reality exactly the way it is. No diplomacy, no hide and seek, no but and if, no then and so, but with clarity should explain the things, explain the reality with followers. Do not promise something that you cannot do, because any of the wrong hope or negative hope can disheart the workers and they can lose the confidence on you. That will be much dangerous. Do not misrepresent something. Again, it's based on the truth. Whatever the thing is should be represented in the same shape without any manipulation and exaggeration. Do not silence your obligations. Whatever the obligations of the leadership should have, they should be transparent and clear to the followers and rightly be highlighted, identified. Build community. A very important component of ethical leadership is that the leaders build community, not groups, not grow uh, individuals. They influence others to reach the common goal. Attend to more than just the leaders and followers' goals. Also attend to community goal and purpose. An ethical leader is concerned with the common good in the broadest sense. That is rightly according to the vision of the leadership. You know, the leaders have the broadest sense and broadest vision. So accordingly, they have to act and have to advise their followers, set example for his followers. When it will be community, they will have to think for the common goals, and common goals always benefit whole the community, not a single one. The reasons behind benchmarking, as earlier in different lectures, I have discussed about the benchmarking. So here are three more reasons behind benchmarking. Challenge current practices and processes, create improved goals and practices for the organization, change the perspective of executives and managers. So when we study other organizations who are the leading organizations, we study that them toward the benchmarking and making our own at that level and at more advanced level of leading organization. That's why the challenges towards the practice and the processes are studied through benchmarking, and it is improved in our ones. Benchmarking create the improved goals and practices for the organization. Last but not least, It changes the perspective of executives and managers. I think so. You have listened and learned many things new about the leadership towards total quality management, their perspectives, their features, their ethical behavior, their process, and many more. Again, I would repeat my words. If you do have any question or any type of the query or any of the comment, you are welcomed in Google Meet session, and all these things will be discussed at large among all of the class members. Your participation in this regard is very necessary. And if you feel that you are not much ready to post the question right now in the Google meeting, no problem. You may rewrite your question and make up to it an academic question and post it on the Google Classroom. I will reply accordingly and return to you. Thank you. We will discuss in next session leaderships and employees.